Today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna be trying my best to make a tier list in every single Transformers movie. Well, not really. This might be controversial, this might be not. Well, no. We'll see what happens after the results. As always, we were ranking them from worst to best to see if they age well or to see if they're not. And I know you see a lot of people who've done this already on YouTube, but this time I'm gonna show you my perspective to tell you which Transformers movies are good and which Transformers movies are bad. And remember, this is only my opinion, it's not going to be facts, so don't get a hold of yourselves. Here are all the movies right here. I don't think it's all of them, but here they are. We'll be ranking the movies by GOAT, great, good, decent, just bad, dumpster fire, and haven't watched. All of these are self-explanatory, so I don't need to explain everything. Let's get started. I'll admit, this is actually one of the few Transformers movies I haven't watched yet. Like, I love the animated series when I was a small boy, I low-key grew up with them, but I haven't watched the movie. It's pretty weird to admit that. All I know is that Optimus dies in the first 20 minutes. That's all I know, okay? Just don't judge me, please. I'm sure it'll be a good movie, but since I have no opinion on it, I'm gonna put it on haven't seen it. I'm sure I will come back and watch it someday, but right now, haven't seen it yet. There may be a time where I might change my opinion, watch it, and probably change it a little bit higher, but for right now, I'm gonna leave it there for now. Until I have a chance.
Megatron Prime!
Transformers. If there's one thing I would say about this movie, it's just sensational. This is one of my favorite Transformers movies of all time, and I will still stand by that. You know it's a classic when the movie starts off by saying,
"Before time began, there was the Cube."
Keep in mind, this came out in 2007. The CGI did not feel like it was from the 2000s. Watching this back then makes it feel unreal. I forgot it was a Transformers movie. I could name so many good moments about this movie, like the Bumblebee and Barricade fight, the Optimus and Megatron fight, or just Sam running for his life. I could just say the whole movie at this point, but you know that'll be a story for another time. What sucks is that the series actually had potential, but Michael Bay is over there like, nah, I don't really feel like it. A tier, and I still stand by that. I gave part 1 the praise because it was simple, it deserves it. But I can't say the same about the second one. This has gotta be one of the biggest downgrades I've ever seen. Part 1 had potential to be great, but part 2 turned it all the way down. That's how bad it is. Oh, where do I even start? I have a lot of things, a lot of issues about this movie. So we're gonna start with the elephant in the room over there, and that is the humans. Specifically Sam's parents, and every time I see them on screen, they are just simply not funny. Every time I see them on screen, I feel more annoyed than trying to laugh. You could have had more time used on the Autobots, but instead you got this.
March, young lady.
There is a lot of innuendos left and right that I can't even count how much there were. It'll make me very uncomfortable at times that I don't know if I want to watch this movie anymore. The reason I'm not going to put it lower is because the forest fight is there and most of the action scenes are not that bad. It's still an enjoyable movie, but it's still weird all over the place. D tier. I almost forgot about this line. I am directly below the enemy scope. As crazy as that sounds, I have never seen the Transformers Prime movie. Ever. I've seen parts of the show that makes it feel interested, but I never even get a chance to watch the show or watch the movie, so I don't really have an opinion on it. I might have the chance to actually watch it, but right now I really don't, so I'm gonna put on haven't watched because I said it already, I don't really have an opinion on it. You probably see the long intro already. That's how good this movie is. This is the biggest improvement over part 2, and that says everything about Dark of the Moon. It's pretty funny considering that this was supposed to be Michael Bay's last movie on the Transformers, so you know he went all out on this one. And I could try and name a few. You got the highway chase scene, Shockwave himself, and who could forget the man of the hour, Murderous Prime himself. Straight psychopath from beginning to end, and I love him so much for it.
Who would you be without me, Prime? Time to find out. You didn't betray me. You betrayed yourself. No, Optimus!
Before I explain how Optimus Prime is a monster first, I want to talk about the flaws in this movie, and that is the humans again. I'm pretty sure the humans are bad in the Bayverse films. Starting off, we're gonna start with the villain of Dark in the Moon, and that is Patrick Gansby's character. I forgot the character's name, and that says a lot. This man tried to steal Sam's girl and had the audacity to become a villain. That's why I can't take him seriously. There was this one speech in my head that literally made me bust a laugh, and me and Alex was like not taking him seriously after that. He was literally like, you chose sides? You chose wrong, and I started busting out laughing. I don't know why, I just started crying of laughter. I hate this man. He deserved to be electrocuted after that weak ass speech. I don't know why he said that. We're talking about, I just saved the entire world. Bro, you done nothing. Next we have Carly. She's actually there because Megan Fox called Michael Bay a dictator, but I thought she was okay in this movie. I actually saw her in Mad Max Fury Road, which is pretty funny, but I thought it was a pretty good movie. She did alright in this one. And now that I'm done talking about all of that, I'm gonna talk about when Optimus Prime became a monster in this movie. Thanks Sentinel Prime for this, because he literally destroyed his entire reputation just to save Cybertron by killing Ironhide. I'm so mad. I really said a deal had to be made with Megatron, so I wanted him gone. It was that simple. Optimus responds with, so anyways, I started blasting.
We will kill them all.
Somewhere like that. I can't even do the voice anymore. And he wasted no time murdering anybody that stands in his way, except his friends of course, and had an old man beg for mercy even though he the one who did all this. This belongs in the S tier category. This is one of my favorite Transformers movies of all time.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
I hate cheap knockoffs.
You know a movie is not it that even the title don't want to show up anymore. I'm not even kidding, like they didn't even try compared to the first three. As much as I love Age of Extinction, I'm gonna be honest, they should have ended after part 3. They had all the time in the world to do Bumblebee first before all of this, but instead we had Romeo and Juliet law line. How did they get away with it? I'm gonna deal with you later.
Statute 2705-3.
What? Texas statute? That a real law?
Yep.
I'm going to jail!
I'm not really the biggest fan of soldiers shooting down Autobots for no reason other than crappy character development, talking about, you know what? They did good to us. Let's just kill them for no reason. He also has this dumb talk where bro was like, I lost a sister in Chicago. You ain't getting no sympathy from me. What? If anything, it's basically her own fault for being in Chicago. And for, alright, I'm gonna stop. And Kelsey Grammer's character is perfectly fine with it. He don't care who it is, bro. He just want to kill each and every one of them.
You guys are cool?
Before I talk about the worst of the worst, I want to talk about the best parts in Age of Extinction. I really like the design for Optimus Prime. They made him feel like a rusty veteran to a night form Autobot, and that was clean. I really love that design. And this was honestly my reaction, but I can't play due to copyright. I'm also a big fan of Crosshairs here. Over there just jumping off a ship after he literally specifically say he gonna lay some hate, and they show this. Now I'm gonna tell you about the bad things about Age of Extinction. Well, pretty much everything. First things first, we're gonna be talking about Cade Yeager of all people. I actually like Mark Wahlberg. He's actually a decent actor, but I did not like him as Cade Yeager. He can't even make a sentence without him screaming, I'm an inventor. This could be a game changer for me. If I get to sell my inventions, I'm tired of hearing that. Once again, not a bad character, but like, stop. I was gonna make a character on Lucas, but if I'm being really honest, he's annoying, just like TJ Miller, and I'm glad he's dead in this movie, so no, I don't want to talk about it. And last in the main character list is Tessa and R. Kelly. You know, I'm shaking in my head. I want to know who am I going to start first, because this is really, really tough. Okay, I'm lying. I'm picking Tessa first. Yeah, I keep lying to myself. I need to stop. I remember this one scene that pissed me off so much in this movie. That's only one of the things Tessa done that was stupid, and it still pissed me off. The scene where locked on the piers, Tessa thought it would be a great idea to hide in the car where Optimus is being hit at. I'm pretty sure the net is big, because ain't no way he didn't even get a chance to get on and just stayed there and didn't even try hard enough to break the glass. To this day, I'm still pissed off. I don't care what you say. And as for Shane, he's a driver and all. He should have been arrested earlier. I can't believe that line even existed. Wow. And before I get to the villains, I want to talk about the honorable mentions first. Probably 2 of them. So let's start with Joshua. I think he's the CEO of KSI. I don't remember. I haven't seen the movie in a while. I'm gonna have to actually jump this man because I don't know if he knows that they're Decepticons. I don't know if he thinks they're Autobots. I think he knows, but he just don't care. I might get this wrong. So when Optimus and his Autobot crew broke into his warehouse, this man looked them dead in the eye talking about, we don't need you. And then, I don't know, like
We don't need
45
you
minutes later,
anymore.
they need him afterwards after making Galvatron. What did you expect was gonna happen? This is the same guy that says the past is the present is the past, or whatever the heck he said. What was he saying? Next we have the Autobots, and honestly, I have nothing bad about them, unless you want to Cal Grimlock, since they ruined him in the last night also, and he barely talked the entire movie. So it was kind of like a disrespect, fully a disrespect, honestly. But I have nothing bad about them. I think it's weird that other than Lockdown, I am not a big fan of the villains in the movie either. Like, him alone already carried this movie. I was not a big fan of Kelsey Grammer's character, nor did I care. So because of that, I'm going to be talking about Lockdown the entire segue, because he alone deserves this segue than anybody else. Name a villain that has the coldest entrances of all time. Name one. I know there's gonna be a few, but come on, bro. Have you seen Lockdown, bro? He too cold with it, I ain't gonna lie, because of that, I am not putting an F. Lockdown carried this movie and I will still stand by that. Listen, I could be the most biased man in the room by saying the most worst things ever, but Age of Extinction still had problems. That's the reason why I'm not giving it S tier. Actually, now that you think about it, every Michael Bay film had problems. You know what's funny about the last night is that I had the 4K Steelbook and it ironically became one of the greatest transfers in my opinion. But the movie itself, I just didn't like. I'm gonna give you one scene, just one, on why this movie was just a stressful watch for me. Look, the action will be entertaining at times, it still will be. But there's just one scene that always makes me just forget I'm watching this movie.
Earth, Unicron, Cybertron's ancient enemy.
Yes. You are going to kill him. With my staff, we will drain the very life from Unicron. Earth will die.
Yes.
And your world will be reborn. Nemesis Prime.
I will fight anyone who stands in my way.
What do you want me to say? I don't know what to tell you, honestly. I mean, it had potential, but it's not there.
No!
You know, I might have to keep it short as well, because I have nothing but good things about Bumblebee. The opening scene where they show Cybertron in the first few minutes, man, I wish we would have had more, because that was awesome of them. If you've been watching Transformers the series since like the 80s, you will obviously love this movie, because this was cinema right here. Before I move on to the other things, let me get a heads up on the Decepticons right now, because this is just, wow, I am lost for words. I'm gonna tell you right here, this was the biggest improvement after that dumpster fire, which was the last night. I'm going to try adding a few things on why I love Bumblebee, but it's not gonna be a lot, because it's a pretty good movie. Enough said. I could always appreciate the relationship between Charlie and Bumblebee. Their chemistry is so adorable, I could never get enough of them. Their bond became increasingly stronger every time they're on screen. Charlie did great, Haley Steinfeld did great as Charlie, and Bumblebee is Bumblebee, so I don't have to say anything about him. Next up, I have the Bumblebee versus the Dropkick fight. It's not because of the fight itself, it's just that his death really caught me off guard. This man was like, you think these chains will, and he just died. Lastly, we're gonna talk about the Bumblebee versus the Blitzwing fight. After Bumblebee was getting chased by the military, Blitzwing just came out of nowhere and did a whole third party on him. I don't know what else to tell you other than the fact that they were giving each other's blow for blow, so that's all I'm gonna say right here, but I will tell you what I know in the next one. Then you have Blitzwing tackling Bumblebee, and Bumblebee didn't even care if he's getting pummeled, he still attacked Blitzwing, and then they start crashing to the hill. Blitzwing fired Bumblebee as an advantage and tried to grab him just to get information of where the others are hiding.
Tell me where your friends are hiding.
I'll never talk.
Is that right? Then let's make it official.
You all already know what happened at the end, so I'm not gonna even tell anything. Despite the fact it brought the series back and it is a great reboot in my opinion, I am putting Bumblebee at great tier. Just because I love this movie, I am not putting it in a good category. We still need more. I still need more, okay? This is one of those movies that I hated when it came out, but started to grow on me over time. So now I'm loving Bumblebee. I'm hoping there's a sequel, you know?
Prime, what the hell are you doing? I'm going to take back Scourge's key and then take off his head.
I'm gonna tell you this, I have a love and hate relationship with Rise of the Beast. On the one hand, you have a pretty decent movie that I actually like, it's not really a bad film. And then at the other, there are so many missing things that I wish it was in the final cut. For my complaints to the movie, I just wish that the Beast actually had more screen time than they had in the final film. Like, I'm actually happy they were there, I'm sure they were there in the opening scene, which was fire. But to me, they felt like it was a cameo than them being important in the final cut. And lastly, I think that some of the deleted scenes would have made sense for Rise of the Beast. For example, you have the Optimus versus Transit fight, which I wish would have been there. And you even got Elena befriending Airways. I think those type of deleted scenes would have fit well for the story. Type of scenes I would have loved to see. Last things to add, I am not a fan of Optimus Prime hitting on humans in the first half. I understand it's a prequel, but coming from him, it felt a little off, like they pull an Age of Extinction or something. And lastly, I want to talk about Scourge. He has some strong moments, I'll give him that, but to me, he kind of felt boring to me from beginning to end. I think his henchmen was a way better candidates than him. Now that I'm done with that, I'm gonna tell you the good parts about Rise of the Beast. Unicron can finally speak in a live action presence. We haven't really seen him fully in Last Night. We haven't seen him fully in Rise of the Beast either, but I am so happy he finally got screen time.
Once I have the key, I alone will reign supreme.
I can always appreciate the chemistry between Noah and Elaine. I don't really have enough clips to them. All I know is that shout out to Anthony Ramos and Dominic Fisher. I'm sure we could see them again in the G.I. Joe sequel, but I'm not too sure. You have Mirage or RC stealing the show as expected. I can't lie, this is one of my favorite characters in this movie and made me laugh as hard as I can. Like, he's a very funny character. I had no idea this was Pete Davidson.
Just don't ask what part of my body it came from.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
And Bumblebee is like that. You see how he jumped out of that plane, bro, and is standing on business. You know he's like that. I found the story very okay compared to Transformers movie. It's not really the worst movie, but to me, it was kind of disappointing. So respectfully, I'm gonna put it at, I think at the B tier. It is not the worst Transformers movie, but to me, I wish they'd given the Beast more screen time. I'm gonna say this once again. That's my only complaint, and that is all. This is gonna be short because I made a video about Transformers 1 and what I think of the film. In all story short, this is one of the best Transformers films that is out there. And with a movie like this really surprised me after I witnessed one of the most dumbest trailers you ever seen. While this was advertised as a kids movie, this movie is pretty dark. Like, I cannot stress this enough. I can't really spoil it for you. Just watch it for yourself, see how the film goes. But to me, I am going to rank this at S tier. You heard it here, folks. This was an awesome movie. And I heard they're gonna make a sequel in the works, which is obvious because it became successful in streaming, but it's also low at the box office. So support this film. I want that sequel so much. This is really, really good. And I can't wait to see what they have in the future. This was obviously a fresh new take on the Transformers franchise, but even though you know the story of Optimus and Megatron, it still hurts me to the feels when he betrayed him. But even though we already know, that's how good this movie is. I can't say enough, bro. Just watch it. And that's that. This video was super long to make. I should have done this earlier, but what can you do? Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. To the people who done that, bro, y'all real ones. I always appreciate all of you. You can always find me live on Twitch or TikTok, depending on what content you want to see. If you want to see more of me, go to each of them, you know? Support the boy. As always, I'll see y'all next time. We're gonna be doing The Matrix, which is one of my favorite sci-fi films of all time. But anyways, take care and peace out. God bless you.